Hello and welcome to iCatholic. I'm Wendy Grace. Well, joined with me in studio to discuss Aid to the Church in Need's Week of Witness, I have Aid to the Church in Need Ireland's director with me in studio, Michael Kinsella. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So the Week of Witness, what's it all about?
The Week of Witness is an invitation to all of the faithful across Ireland to stand up for their faith and recognise the martyrs of yesterday, today and tomorrow. So it's an invitation to people to remember those who have survived in the most extraordinarily difficult of circumstances in defence of their faith. And this is happening right across the world at this moment in time, where over 250 million Christians now live in circumstances in which it is illegal to bless oneself, where if one is found with a Bible, if one is found attending Mass, one can be imprisoned, tortured, or even killed on the part of the state. So this is something that we want to highlight to the people of Ireland. And by participating in the Week of Witness, you can do it many, many ways: by blessing oneself for grace, by wearing a red item of clothing such as a scarf or a tie. One can, in a very small way, bear witness oneself to one's own faith.
To say I am a Christian at a time when I think that fact is all too often forgotten. You know, when people hear the word, for example, martyr, or they think of Christian persecution, they think perhaps of the past. They think of darker parts of history. They forget that this is happening in the modern day.
This is very true. And in fact, at no other stage in Christian history has there been more Christians suffering and being persecuted for their faith. Of course, in Ireland, we're well acquainted, historically speaking, with Christian persecution during the penal times. And rightfully so, people remember the famine era and the effect that that had on the Irish national consciousness. But of course, as well, during the penal times, we went through a period of about 200 odd years in which being Catholic was effectively a capital offence. And in remembering the martyrs of yesterday, today and tomorrow, we're ensuring that the next generation of Irish people, of Irish faithful, are sensitised to the warning signs of a cultural cleansing, which I would contend is happening at the moment, a cultural cleansing of Catholicism from Irish life. We remember in particular the statue that has just been erected by Archbishop Eamon Martin in St. Patrick's Cathedral in Armagh of St. Oliver Plunkett. And St. Oliver Plunkett was the last of the Irish martyrs during the penal times. He himself was the Archbishop of Armagh too. We also remember Ragid Ghani, who Aid to the Church in Need sponsored during his priestly studies. He was killed only about 10 years ago. His family came across during the World Meeting of Families to speak about his life and his own witness. And of course, the martyrs of tomorrow, unfortunately, there is those places where it is next to impossible to be both a good citizen and a good Catholic, where these are set as in opposition with each other. And of course, this is a young girl, Christian girl from Pakistan, living in circumstances in which it's very, very difficult to proclaim and live one's faith easily. And so we invite not just our benefactors, but all the Irish faithful to contact Aid to the Church in Need if one is interested in helping support our work for the suffering and persecuted church. One can do that through prayer, through donations, and through Mass stipends. And for example, with the provision of Mass stipends, 100% of those stipends go directly to priests in the suffering and persecuted church so that they can provide pastoral care. Yes, it's about providing soup, as it were, but it's also about providing sacraments. And to those who, the constitutive purpose of the church is to help save souls. So we help those who help save souls as well. And Ragid Ghani was one of those beneficiaries, and what a marvelous and heroic example he gave during his brief time as a priest. And as it happens, just as a little bit of historical poetry, both St. Oliver Plunkett and Ragid Ghani were in the Irish College in Rome. So they share that connection. Yes, they do, not only martyrdom, but that Irish connection as well.
Well, if you want to get involved with the Week of Witness, you can find out more details about how you can do that, and indeed how you can support the work of Aid to the Church in Need here in Ireland by going to their website, which is on the screen below. Michael Kinsella, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much indeed.